Over 50? Drink this before bed to boost blood flow in your legs while you sleep. A simple, keto-friendly option you can try tonight. Before anything else, if you take prescription medications or have chronic conditions like heart disease, kidney disease, diabetes, or you're on blood thinners, check with your doctor or pharmacist before trying any new supplement or bedtime routine. As you get older, your body handles blood flow and fluids differently. Veins and arteries become less flexible, the pump action created by your calf muscles is often reduced because people move less during the day, and the kidneys don't clear fluids and electrolytes as efficiently as they used to. Combine that with common medications, diuretics, blood pressure pills, anticoagulants, some diabetes drugs, and what you eat or drink at night can make a meaningful difference in how well blood returns from your legs while you sleep. You might notice cramps, tingling, numbness, or a heavy feeling in your calves in the morning. Those are signs your overnight circulation could use support. I want to be clear, a single bedtime drink is not a cure for vascular disease or clotting disorders. What I'm offering is a practical, low-carb beverage that may support 3 helpful things overnight: gentle vasodilation, widening blood vessels; balanced electrolytes to reduce cramps and overnight thickening of blood; and maintenance of ketosis if you're following a keto plan. All 3 can help the blood flow more smoothly through your legs while you rest. But because the stakes are real when you're over 50 and on medications, safety comes first. Always confirm with your clinician. It also matters what you don't put in that bedtime drink. Some vegetables and supplements are great during the day, but can cause trouble at night for older adults, especially when medications are involved. Spinach, for example, is high in oxalates. Taken in large amounts or concentrated into a smoothie at night, oxalates convert to kidneys that are less resilient with age. Leafy cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and kale are rich in vitamin K. That matters if you're on warfarin or similar anticoagulants, because inconsistent vitamin K intake can change how those drugs work. Some greens and vegetables act like natural diuretics. Asparagus and romaine can increase urine output and leave you dehydrated through the night, which thickens blood and encourages cramps. Starchy vegetables such as corn and raw carrots can spike blood sugar and stress hormones, which isn't what you want before bed, particularly on a low-carb diet. And concentrated garlic or large amounts of onion, while heart-healthy in many ways, can increase bleeding risk when combined with blood-thinning medications. Tomatoes and concentrated vegetable juices can also shift electrolytes or acids and should be used cautiously.
In short, bedtime smoothies full of raw greens, starches, or concentrated garlic are often the wrong choice for seniors on meds. So what is the drink I recommend? Think water first, electrolyte support, gentle vasodilator support via safe precursors rather than heavy vegetable juices, and a small optional MCT or healthy oil for those on keto who want a ketone-friendly boost. The goal is low carb, low sugar, and targeted support for circulation and muscle relaxation without creating medication conflicts. Here is the core supplement-based recipe you can make in under a minute. A glass of room temperature or lightly warm water, 1 serving of a sugar-free electrolyte powder or tablet, one that explicitly includes magnesium and potassium and has no added sugar, an optional scoop of a nitric oxide precursor such as L-citrulline powder, only if you've cleared it with your clinician, and an optional teaspoon of MCT oil or a small teaspoon of an easily digestible oil for keto support. Stir until dissolved and drink about 20 to 30 minutes before bedtime. Each component has a purpose. The water provides immediate hydration and helps maintain blood volume so your blood doesn't become relatively thicker overnight. The sugar-free electrolyte blend replenishes magnesium and potassium, key minerals that support muscle relaxation and reduce nocturnal cramping. Magnesium helps nerves and muscles calm down. Potassium supports muscle function and keeps the cellular pump balance. The nitric oxide precursor, L-citrulline, or if approved by your provider, a low-dose beetroot powder, supports vasodilation. Nitric oxide is a natural molecule your body makes that tells blood vessels to relax and widen, improving flow. I emphasize L-citrulline because it provides that precursor effect without the carbohydrate load of a full cup of beet juice. MCT oil is optional for keto followers. It's calorie-dense but carbohydrate-free and can help maintain ketone production without adding sugar. A few practical notes on preparation and timing. Use plain filtered water as your base. If you prefer a warm version, heat the water gently, avoid boiling. Add the electrolyte powder first so it dissolves well. If you include L-citrulline, add it next and stir. MCT oil can be added last. If you use it, mix vigorously or shake in a bottle so it emulsifies. Drink this 20 to 30 minutes before you plan to go to bed so your body has a chance to absorb electrolytes and the vasodilation effects begin as you lie down. If you find it causes stomach upset, try a smaller amount or take it earlier. There's a simpler whole food friendly version if you prefer not to use concentrated supplements. Warm herbal tea such as chamomile or ginger, both are low carb and gentle on digestion, with a dissolved sugar-free electrolyte tablet, and if you want a mild amino acid boost, a scoop of unflavored collagen peptides. Collagen adds protein without carbs and can support overall muscle maintenance. You can also add a small slice of avocado if you prefer a short snack that delivers potassium and healthy fats. Keep it very small so you don't spike digestion or blood sugar before sleep. Important: avoid blending large amounts of raw spinach, kale, beets, carrots, corn, garlic, or large bowls of salad right before bed. Those are common mistakes that can counteract the drink's purpose. If you're following the keto diet, 2 rules are non-negotiable here: no sugar and no high-carb juices. Beetroot can be an effective nitric oxide booster, but it is also relatively high in sugars and may raise blood glucose in sensitive people. If you use beetroot in any form, do so sparingly and only with medical clearance. You'll want to watch blood glucose and ketone readings if you track them. L-citrulline is usually a lower carb way to support nitric oxide production, but again, treat supplements with caution and consult your clinician. Now, let's talk safety in more detail. This is important. If you are on anticoagulants such as warfarin, apixaban, rivaroxaban, or similar drugs, you must check with your prescriber before making changes that alter vitamin K intake or introduce supplements that affect bleeding risk. Avoid loading your nighttime drink with high vitamin K greens like kale or broccoli if your vitamin K intake is not consistent. If you're using potent natural blood thinners or taking concentrated garlic or high-dose fish oil supplements, discuss this with your doctor. Combining multiple blood thinning effects can increase bleeding risk. If you take antihypertensive medications, nitrates, or other vasodilators, adding a vasodilator supplement like L-citrulline can lower blood pressure more than intended. That can cause dizziness, fainting, or falls. People on nitrates for angina or on multiple blood pressure medications should not start vasodilator supplements without medical supervision. Kidney disease changes how your body handles electrolytes. Potassium and magnesium that are safe for many people can build up to dangerous levels in someone with reduced kidney function. If you have chronic kidney disease, heart failure, or are taking potassium-sparing diuretics, do not add potassium-containing electrolyte mixes without a provider's clearance. If you're on loop diuretics, commonly used for blood pressure or swelling, you may be losing potassium during the day and could benefit from replacement, but again, coordination with your prescriber is essential. For people with diabetes, avoid carb-heavy bedtime drinks that can raise glucose overnight and interfere with diabetes medications. Use low-carb electrolyte options only. I want to reinforce the medical disclaimer one more time. These beverage strategies may help with overnight comfort and circulation, but they are not a substitute for medical care. Ask your physician or pharmacist if a proposed supplement or electrolyte product is safe for you.
If any safety or dosing issue is unclear, treat the dose as indefinito and follow medical advice or the supplement label. When choosing products, read labels, look for sugar-free or no added sugar, and check the ingredient list for hidden carbohydrates. A good sugar-free electrolyte will list magnesium and potassium along with sodium in modest amounts and will not include added maltodextrin, dextrose, or other carbs. When selecting L-citrulline, choose a reputable brand and follow the product's recommended serving until your clinician advises otherwise. For MCT oil, start with a small amount if you're new to it. Some people experience gastrointestinal upset. There are a few practical lifestyle tweaks to pair with this bedtime drink that can amplify benefits for leg blood flow. First, hydrate steadily across the day rather than drinking a large volume right at night. Dehydration concentrates blood and makes it harder to return from the extremities, but too much fluid right before bed may disrupt sleep and increase fall risk for people who need to use the bathroom. Aim for consistent fluid intake and take the electrolyte drink 20-30 minutes before bed, rather than right at your bedside. Second, time heavier meals earlier in the evening. Large, high-carb dinners increase insulin and stress hormones, which can affect circulation and sleep. If you're on a diuretic or have blood pressure meds that cause nighttime effects, avoid a big salad right before bed. Eat your greens earlier in the day when the kidneys have a chance to process oxalates and minerals. Third, add a brief leg routine before lying down. Even 5 minutes of ankle pumps, flexing and pointing your feet in a controlled way while seated or lying down, encourages venous return. If you can, lie down for 10 minutes with your feet elevated above heart level for a short regular practice a few nights per week. This helps drain pooled fluid and eases the work of your veins. Compression stockings are another evidence-based option to support venous return. Speak with a clinician about fit and timing because they're not appropriate for everyone. Fourth, monitor what your body tells you. Watch for sudden dizziness when standing, new or worsened shortness of breath, chest pain, fainting, palpitations,
black or tarry stools, blood in the urine or vomit, or unusual bruising. Those are red flags that require urgent medical attention. Milder warning signs to discuss with your clinician are persistent lightheadedness after starting a vasodilator supplement, a new pattern of nighttime leg weakness or numbness, or a big change in your sleep pattern tied to nighttime bathroom use after starting an electrolyte product. If you're on warfarin, ask your provider to check your INR after you change diet or start a regular supplement. Even small, chronic changes in vitamin K intake or in the use of herbal supplements can move INR.
If you're on direct oral anticoagulants, the monitoring piece is different, but you still need to coordinate any product that affects bleeding risk. If you're taking diuretics, monitor your blood pressure and electrolytes periodically. Your clinician may want lab checks after a few days to weeks if you add an electrolyte-rich supplement. For those who use glucose meters or continuous glucose monitors, it's reasonable to check a bedtime and morning glucose reading when you try a new nighttime beverage. Even low-carb ingredients can affect glucose in sensitive people, especially if combined with medications that raise or lower glucose. Here are a few small, practical recipes written in plain language so you can pick the one that fits you tonight. Supplement-based quick version. Fill a glass with 8 to 12 ounces of room temperature or lightly warm water. Add 1 serving of a reputable sugar-free electrolyte powder that includes magnesium and potassium. Stir until dissolved. If you and your clinician have agreed it's safe, add 1 scoop of L-citrulline powder and stir again. If you follow keto and want the ketone support, add 1 teaspoon of MCT oil and shake or stir to emulsify. Drink 20 to 30 minutes before bed. Supplement-based 30-second no-fuss version. Fill a bottle with 10 ounces water, drop in 1 sugar-free electrolyte tablet, close and shake, drink. This version is the simplest and still helps hydration and electrolytes. Whole food/light nightcap. Steep a cup of chamomile or ginger tea. While it's warm, drop in 1 sugar-free electrolyte tablet and stir until dissolved. Optional, add 1 scoop of unflavored collagen peptides if you want a mild amino acid boost. If you prefer a savory option, a small tasting spoon of low-sodium bone broth can provide electrolytes without carbs. Discuss sodium with your clinician if you're on BP meds. Avoid putting these in nighttime drinks. Large handfuls of spinach or kale, oxalates and vitamin K, raw carrots or corn, carb load and sugar spikes, concentrated garlic supplements or huge cloves of raw garlic, increased bleeding risk when combined with anticoagulants, romaine or asparagus in concentrated form right before bed, diuretic effect that could dehydrate you through the night, and full glasses of beetroot juice as a nightly habit unless medically cleared, effective vasodilation but high in carbs. If you want the circulatory benefits of these foods, consume them earlier in the day and in whole food portions rather than concentrated bedtime blends. A few more things about supplements and labeling. When a supplement label lists potassium, magnesium, and sodium, that's a good sign for an electrolyte product. Avoid blends that also include fillers with carbs. If a product advertises energy or pre-workout and contains stimulants like caffeine, do not use it at night. If a supplement claims to be a blood thinner or makes outsized medical promises, avoid it and consult your clinician. That's a red flag. If the safety or dose is unclear for your medication profile, mark the dose as indefinito until your provider confirms an appropriate plan. If you want to test whether the drink is helping, track a few simple measures for a week. Note nighttime cramps, frequency and severity, morning leg heaviness or numbness, and any episodes of lightheadedness. If things improve without new adverse signs, that's useful feedback you can share with your clinician. If you notice more bruising, bleeding, fainting, palpitations, new headaches, or a sustained drop in blood pressure readings, stop the drink and contact your provider immediately. A practical daily hydration plan to pair with the bedtime drink looks like this. Hydrate steadily through waking hours. For many older adults, that means modest sips frequently rather than large gulps. Have a sensible breakfast and mid-afternoon fluid. Include foods with natural electrolytes during the day, like a small avocado or a broth-based soup earlier in the evening. And limit fluids in the hour before bed so you don't disrupt sleep with frequent bathroom trips. If you're on a diuretic, coordinate the timing of that medication with your clinician so your nighttime drink doesn't interact with peak diuretic effects. Finally, a few real-world examples I've seen in my practice that illustrate why small changes matter. I've had patients in their 60s reporting nightly calf cramps and waking with numb toes. We checked their electrolyte panel and found borderline low magnesium. After a staged approach, including daily magnesium under supervision and a small sugar-free electrolyte drink at night, their cramps reduced significantly. Another patient was taking a blood thinner and began a nightly green smoothie without medical guidance. Inconsistent vitamin K intake complicated their INR measurements. That's why coordinated care matters. Small, well-chosen adjustments can help, but unmanaged changes can cause swings that are dangerous. To recap, if you're over 50 and want to support leg circulation overnight while staying keto-friendly, consider a simple water-based bedtime drink that focuses on sugar-free electrolytes, an optional vasodilator precursor like L-citrulline, only with medical clearance, and optional MCT oil for keto support. Avoid high oxalate greens, starchy vegetables, concentrated garlic, and large servings of beetroot right before bed. Time your drink 20 to 30 minutes before sleep, hydrate steadily during the day, add a short leg routine, and always check with your prescribing clinician or pharmacist before starting any new supplement, especially if you're on anticoagulants, antihypertensives, diuretics, or have kidney disease or diabetes. If dosing safety is uncertain for your medications, treat it as indefinito and seek medical guidance.
If this message is helpful, please give the video a like and subscribe for more senior keto and circulation tips. I'd love to hear from you. In the comments, share your age range and whether you're on any medications. That helps me tailor future content. But remember, don't change or stop prescribed medicines on your own. Use the comments to describe experiences, not to get medical clearance. Small, informed changes can make nights more comfortable and mornings easier. Speak with your doctor or pharmacist about whether the low-carb bedtime drink described here could be a sensible part of your routine, and if cleared, try the simpler version first and monitor how you feel. Take care and sleep well.